no reasons whatsoever, without any explanation, and they go to social media, which is a really lazy way of announcing your retirement. I think that's really a way out for wrestlers now. Wrestlers and divas take to Twitter and social media and announce their retirements without coming on television. And I stand on what I said about AJ a couple of months ago. I think she should have went out in the ring with a microphone and did a public address of her retirement and said goodbye more professionally. If she would have done it in the way of Edge from 2011, when Edge announced his retirement because of a spine injury, I think I would have had more respect for AJ and the way she handled her retirement, because she would have at least went public with it. She would have went out in the live ring and made an announcement on her retirement without leaving us in the dark. A tweet really is unjustified, in my opinion, and I think we need to have an explanation from AJ, and a far more professional explanation from AJ than what she gave us. A tweet really doesn't cut the mustard, in my opinion, and just still leaves us in the dark with even more questions than we do have answers, even with how many answers we got out of the retirement of AJ. I think we need more answers to the questions of why AJ did what she did and why she hasn't owed us an explanation. We can't go much longer without an explanation, especially with how many fans AJ has out there by the millions. People are fans of AJ and still fans of AJ, still following her outside of WWE with everything she has going on. Tough Enough in general, and of course things she'll probably do with reality television or whatever she decides to do outside of the wrestling business. Of course, there's also her relationship with CM Punk, which has also been documented throughout social media and the internet on wrestling news websites, their engagement to be married. I guess she's trying to slow things down because of everything going on in her professional life, along with her personal life. There was a lot of also rumors that have been going around about AJ involved with other wrestlers romantically, like Dean Ambrose, which I don't buy into whatsoever because of the role-playing Facebooks and Twitters we have out there all the time. I have seen those very ridiculous photos of people role-playing of the people they want to see wrestlers and divas paired up with, like Dean Ambrose and AJ were one of the latest, and I didn't buy into that for 1 minute. The legitimate relationship going on here outside of it is AJ and Punk, or at least they're still together, I believe. They're engaged. I hope they're still together and still making the most out of it. But, you know, what we buy into, what we don't buy into, that's up to us as wrestling fans. We can't change the minds of those wrestling fans who refuse to buy into what's actually going on with the business. Obviously, what was going on with AJ, a lot of personal issues from her personal life and just wanting to slow it down professionally, I guess, was in the back of her mind. Because of her engagement to Punk, there was a lot going on. Obviously, a lot of undermining issues that we didn't know about, but I think we need that explanation to put this in the past. We need to put this behind us as wrestling fans and move on with the times. Vince McMahon accurately said for the 1980s look at the Wrestling Managers DVD that was released a number of years ago. The times are changing, and we have to change with the times. I think truer words have never been spoken, and I think the only way we can move on from what happened with AJ is by getting an explanation, either through a live explanation in the ring, at a house show, on television. I wouldn't even care if it was on a house show and someone capped the video and posted it on YouTube and posted it throughout social media. I wouldn't care if it was at a house show, if it wasn't even on live television. As long as she gave us an explanation as to why she retired, and hopefully in the coming months she is going to comment on this and comment on it more professionally than what she did. Why am I saying she did it unprofessional, something that you may or may not agree with? Because it was. I think that, you know, with people like Edge and John Cena coming out questioning their futures all the time, issuing their retirement statements on a live microphone, and people like AJ professing to be the greatest Divas champion of all time and not doing it professionally, I think that that's very lackluster. It's unacceptable behavior, and it's very uncommon of a Divas champion who is the greatest Divas champion apparently of all time, with a record 295 days as Divas champion, which is not far off of Punk's 434-day reign as Divas champion. Someone who at one point said she was a greater champion than what CM Punk ever was. And I think it's very uncommon and very unprofessional, but champion, the greatest champion of all time apparently, to do it the way that she did. Should she get away with it? That's up to us as wrestling fans to let her off with it or not, but I guess that will be seen in due time. AJ owes us an explanation, and we can't go without it much longer. We're going to have to wait and find out if it happens and if it comes to be in wrestling. Let us know what you think of it in the comments of this video on my channel at Jonathan Clarke 22. Tweet me on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1. And of course, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page at HEW Entertainment on this week of July the 21st. We're almost near the end of the month of July, and so much has gone on in this month of July. One of the coldest Julys that I can remember in years. I think this is the coldest July we've had in 22 years. It was reported yesterday. I remember reading that article, but despite being how cold it has been over the last number of weeks, with the better part of the last 3, so much has gone on with wrestling and entertainment, and we are profiling all the issues for you, including Donald Trump's presidential campaign for 2016, and how he recently claimed on CNN that he was worth $10 billion and he didn't need anyone else's money to finance his presidential campaign. He would use his own money of over $10 billion, and he boldly claimed that he was worth $10 billion and said that Donald Trump sometimes exaggerates how much he's worth. We're talking about that. We're talking about a number of shark attacks also over on our Facebook page. I know CNN has been talking about that, and I want to know why all these recent shark attacks have been occurring the way that they have. Someone was out surfing a couple of days ago in North Carolina, apparently, and was attacked by a shark. Is that common to happen in the States, especially around this time of the year? I really don't know. And why are multiple shark attacks happening? I have no explanation for it. It's very uncommon, and I can't remember the last time that I heard about a shark attack. If I did, it was a number of years ago, and it was a long time ago since I heard about anything like that. But we are talking about that. We're talking about the Donald, and we're talking about the new Goosebumps movie, which I'm really excited about, which has been confirmed, starring Jack Black. And I'm hoping a lot of Goosebumps characters return for that one. Along with all these issues, so much more is being talked about over on our Facebook page at HEW Entertainment and on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments of this video at Jonathan Clarke 22 on Twitter, at Jonathan Clarke 1, and on our Facebook page at HEW Entertainment. We are also live on Google Plus at HEW Entertainment, the same as our Facebook page, where you can join our circle and get in on our conversation and sign up for our podcast by going to podnova.com. All of our YouTube videos have been converted for you into podcast format for you to listen to and give us an opinion on. It's greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for joining me on this week of July 21st, near the end of July, the coldest July in I think what's been 22 years, but we have a lot of conversation going on about wrestling, entertainment, political news coverage, all coming to you from ProWrestling.net, TMZ.com, and CNN.com in the way of political news coverage. Here is Jason Derulo and his latest off his album, which you can download exclusively through iTunes. It is called Want You to Want Me, and I will see you next week. Like what you hear? Tell us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
It's too hard to sleep. I got the sheets on the floor, nothing on me, and I can't take it no more. It's 100 degrees. I got 1 foot out the door. Where are my keys? 'Cause I gotta leave, yeah. In the back of the cab, I took the drive ahead of time. Get me the fast. I got your body on my mind. I want it bad. Ooh, just the thought of you gets me so high.
Don't go anywhere. HEW Entertainment Radio will return with the latest news, music, interviews, discussion, and Jonathan Clarke next.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA pay-per-view. And now, featuring WrestleZone Radio, live with news, in-depth discussions, debates, and interviews with wrestling's top stars, past and present. When you think wrestling, think WrestleZone. WrestleZone.com.
He considers himself God's gift to wrestling, and millions of his faithful agree. With nearly 4 hours of